to the Lion's Den with Stephen Carr. Today we are going to talk about Precinct Strategy again because we have a success story that happened in Alleghany County where a bunch of mega conservatives and grassroots people got involved in the Alleghany GOP County GOP and did a takeover of one of the largest counties in Pennsylvania's GOP county GOP and got a new chair. And this is so important because this is what I have been talking about for years and years since I became a committee person, is getting people involved in their local agency, in the local GOP or state GOP people running. Look, these seats are vacant all over the county, all over counties, and all over the state, all over the United States. There's at least 400,000 vacant GOP seats in the counties and state party that are begging for warm conservative bodies to fill. And this is where the rubber meets the road. If the reason why you have not heard about these is because they're low elected volunteer office seats, but they're the most powerful office in the country, the most powerful office in the county, because without these seats, there is no Republican Party. There is no Republican Party of Alleghany County. There's no Republican Party of York County. There's no Republican Party of Pennsylvania or any state or any county if there's no precinct committeemen. And I've been saying this for years that people need to pay attention to what's on the ballot other than the president and the normal ones, because mostly in the back, you'll have the grassroots seats. You have the grassroots committee seats and state committee seats. And this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where you have the school board seats on the back of the ballot. A lot of you got to pay attention to what is going on. So what I'm going to show you is, well, I'm not going to show you, but I will tell you this is where the takeover begins, guys, and where people need to start getting involved. Pay attention to my post. Pay attention to my X post and my videos that I put out. I even have a website where you can educate yourself on the Constitution and become a Constitution coach or take a Constitution class or class through Hillsdale, voter registration. It's all linked on this site, guys. It's all linked on these videos I put out, how to get involved and links that you can go to and how to go about it. So like I said, this is where the grassroots comes in. And how we're going to do it, I'm going to read you the statement, and then I'm going to talk more about the precinct strategy, how to get involved, and what to do next. So it says right here, if you can see it, it says on July 18th. I guess you can't see it. On July 18th, so I guess I'm going to have to do it one other way because it's not the way I wanted it to do it. But because you can't really see it. But let me go to open this. Let me go to here for you guys, and I'll share it for you on the thing because this is so important, guys. You got to pay attention here. So it says, if I can go back, presentation. There you go. And then we'll go to, oops, so I wanted. Oops, so I wanted either. So if you can read it right here on the thing until I get it up again. There we go. So, it says the precinct strategy, how we, the people, reclaim the leadership of the Republican Committee in Alleghany County, Pennsylvania on July 18th, 2026. The grassroots movement in Alleghany County achieved what many thought was impossible. By a very narrow margin, we elected new leadership to the Republican Committee of Alleghany County, RCAC. This victory was 4 years in the making. This was never about personalities. It was about restoring power to the people through the precinct strategy. Through Team Red, we spent 4 years teaching citizens how to become Republican committeemen and women. We educated people about the Constitution, civic responsibility, and the importance of local political involvement. We treated volunteers, recruited neighbors, encouraged participation, and demonstrated that lasting change begins at the precinct level. Our mentor, Dan Schultz, taught us that if citizens fill precinct committee positions and become active, they can reshape their local party from the ground up. We committed to that long-term vision and never gave up. The road was and remains challenging. Many of us stood together through the Trump movement, election integrity efforts, and years of grassroots organizing. We learned that success is built through persistence in education, teamwork, and shared commitment to serving something greater than ourselves. This victory belongs to every volunteer who knocked on doors, made phone calls, hosted meetings, and recruited committee members and educated others to get involved. Counties individuals gave their evenings and weekends and hearts to this effort. Their dedication made all the difference. We were inspired by leaders such as Ronald Reagan, Donald Trump, and John F. Kennedy, each of whom reminded Americans that government ultimately deserves its authority from the people. That principle is at the heart of our Constitution and remains as relevant today as ever. The lesson from Alleghany County is simple. When ordinary citizens become organized, educated, and engaged, they can transform their communities. The precinct strategy is not complicated. The math is simple, but it requires commitment. Every precinct matters. Every committee seat matters. Every volunteer matters, and every vote matters. Perhaps the greatest accomplishment was not just the election itself, but the friendships, trust, and camaraderie built along the way. When people row in the same direction with shared purposes, remarkable things happen. We hope our experience encourages others across Pennsylvania and the nation to become involved where it matters most at the local level. The Constitution gives citizens the opportunity to govern themselves, but that opportunity becomes reality only when people are willing to step forward and serve. To every member of Team Red, our grassroots partners, and everyone who believed this day was possible, thank you. The victory belongs to us all. We, the people, still have the power. The precinct strategy proves it. Mary Jo M.J. Costello, founder of Team Red, elected precinct committee woman at Lebanon, PA. Lebanon, PA, alternate delegate of RNC, and Melanie Maxwell, precinct committee leader of Team Red, elected precinct committee woman of Bethel Park, PA. So there you have it, guys. That is success victory. That is what needs to happen. That is what needs to happen in every county committee and every state committee. We need to continue to bring more people into the herd or into the fold of becoming a precinct committeeman, educating people in your neighborhood, in your friends, your family, about the Constitution, about civic responsibility, about changing the party from the ground up, from the inside out. And I'm going to go through some of the things with you here as well. First of all, why is it so important to be a precinct committeeman in your neighborhood or in your local GOP? Because the precinct committeeman is the Republican Party. No precinct committeeman, no Republican Party. It is that simple. The precinct committee office is the most powerful office in the country, because without the precinct committeeman, you wouldn't be able to get signatures from people to get onto the primary ballot. And so we need to continue to keep filling these seats. There's at least 400,000 precinct committee seats that are vacant across the United States, and only 200,000 or so are filled. And but we also get to elect county party leadership, and then county party leadership elects state party leadership, and state party leadership then elects RNC leadership. And that's real political power. And I'm going to show you how that is done here, simply with some graphics. First of all, whose fault is it? In 2008, well over a half of the Republican Party's local committee volunteer voting member slots were vacant. And in 2010 to 2022, whose fault was it? It's people that are complaining on Facebook, Twitter, that they want change in the government, but don't want to take the action to actually do it. And sit there and be keyboard warriors on their phones or on their computers and so forth. Take action, guys. This is what the party looks like now at whole. Moderates, conservatives, vacant. It says half has strength, ideologically split, no message, no ground game GOTV capability, 200,000 precinct committeemen. Get involved in your local precincts and your local GOP. Second of all, so then we got that. This is what it could look like. This is what it looked like. This is what we could look like. 100% strength and 75% conservatives, 400,000 precinct committeemen that are mega conservatives outnumber the moderates and the GOP total. Total. See the difference? Then you got this. So then you have, then this is what it looks like from bottom up. It says a Republican Party at war with itself, and that has strength. 100,000 others, 2,000 vacant seats, 100,000 Trump PCs, and from national committee, the state committee, to county committees, local committees, all the way to the top. It's from the bottom down. This is what we could look like, guys. A unified Republican Party with 75% Trump majority and full strength. It says national committee, state committees, and county committees, local committees. We got 3,000 Trump PCs, 100,000 others, 400,000 total. And it's a trickle up, not a trickle down thing. It's a grassroots thing. And how are we elected? Simply, registered Republican voters in your precinct voting, vote on precinct committeemen. Then we elect legislative district committee officers and county committee officers and state committeemen, or district captains and committee officers and county GOP officers and state committee people. And then you have the state chair, who then you have the state convention delegates and the national committee women and committee women. Like I said before, this is how the process is done. And then you got this here. It says conservatives could be more politically powerful if they united and organized inside the Republican Party committees where they live to fill the 200,000 vacant Republican Party precinct committee slots in their own voting precincts. That's half of the whole number of 400,000 to take over the control of the party from the establishment fake Republican do nothing imposters running it now. Will you step up and get involved? So there you have it, guys. And I wanted to show you one other thing here as well. A website that I have had up and created. That you can go to educate yourselves and get involved. So, let's see if I can share this with you. So, here you go. So it says Firebrand Conservative website. Just go to the Firebrand Conservative blog. As you can see here, I got Precinct Strategy. It takes you to Precinct Strategy or Patriot Academy. It takes you right to the Patriot Academy website, so you can log in, you can create an account, and learn about the Constitution and so forth. I linked it to that. See what else. I also got down here, Hillsdale College, Precinct Strategy. It takes you to Dan Schultz's site. War Room with Bannon, where you can listen to him, Turning Point Action, Scorecard. So and then you have Heritage Action. You can go to the York GOP site to find out who's in charge. And you got the PA GOP site. You also got the RNC. And then you have Register to Vote in Pennsylvania, PA mail-in ballot application, Turning Point Action, voter registration site. You can then take action. You have Turning Point Action, chase the vote, become a precinct committeeman, PA chase ballot chaser, volunteer locally for a PA chase as well. You can also go down to here, listen to some of my interviews that I've had on here, some of the information that I have of some of the candidates that I interviewed and their contacts, and some articles I've written about them as well. So you can go there. So we need to go to my website, subscribe to my live streams or to my podcast at on Rumble, on Lions Den. Hit the green like arrow or subscribe thing to it and listen to my podcast, because this is the way to do it. Look, the Harrisburg elites and the establishment in Harrisburg don't care about the people of Pennsylvania. I mean, look what the Democrats try to do in the House these 2 months. They tried to pass red flag laws, storage laws with your guns. They tried to knock down America's 250 resolution that was put up by Rep. Stephanie Berkowitz and so many others. They simply don't care. And then the political pundits don't care about you either, or don't understand American people either. They are not with the program. They want you to think that Stacey Garrity doesn't have a chance in hell in winning in November. But the American people and the grassroots and the GOP are going to show them that we stand with the grassroots and the hardworking people of Pennsylvania. We stand with the blue collar people. We stand with the college educated people that the young Gen Z has and the youth has. This is where the rubber meets the road, guys. And on November 3rd, we need every single Pennsylvania citizen that's Republican and independent to vote for Stacey Garrity in November 3rd. Look, the polls are open from 7 to 8 p.m., 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't vote if you're in line by 8 o'clock. If you're in line by 8 o'clock, stay in line and vote until you're done. It is your civic duty. It is your voice. It is your right, and it will be. And they will do anything to suppress it and turn it away. We need every single thing. Now that we got every single person to go out and vote, tell your friends, tell your families, tell your cousins, tell your neighbors to go out and vote on November 3rd. We also need more people in the York County GOP to become precinct committeemen to help make York County red again. And contact your GOP, or you can contact me if you know my email. I'll actually put that up for you here. I'll actually put it up for you real quick on my thing here for you guys. So my email is, I'll actually put it right here. My email is carsteven9@gmail.com. There you go. It's on ticker. Actually, I could probably take ticker off, but okay. So there you have it, guys. It's carsteven9@gmail.com. That's at the bottom of the screen. Make sure you write it down. You can contact me on Facebook. You can contact me on Facebook Messenger or X. Message me. Let's get you involved. Let's get Pennsylvania red. Because if we lose the House in this November, then in 2030, we will have a U.S. consensus, and Democrats will take control of the House. Democrats will take control of the maps, and they will redistrict you out. They will redistrict Republicans out of their districts, like they did with Kerry Del Rosso. And Kerry Del Rosso, when she ran for House district, and because they are scared of Republicans that will stand up for the business people that are entrepreneurs, and they will go to the PA courts, because here in Pennsylvania, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court has control of the legislative maps. And we've seen that back in 2022 when the Democrat Supreme Court tried to redistrict people out of their districts and delayed the process for petitions by almost a month. But we need to keep the House majority. We need to keep the Senate majority. This is important, because if we lose it, you can say goodbye to your freedoms and your Second Amendment rights, and to Pennsylvania ever being purple or red again. And might as well call it the second Virginia or the second Maryland if they get a hold of it, because we won't be able, because as the saying goes, win Pennsylvania, you win America. If Pennsylvania goes, so does America, because a lot of people pour in and funnel money into Pennsylvania PACs, into Pennsylvania policies and issues and candidates. In fact, in 2023, the statewide race for Commonwealth courts and Supreme Courts, Democrats poured in $18.5 million into statewide elections, and candidates like Dan McCaffrey. And 2025, they poured in $19.5 million in statewide elections and candidates, and candidates for that as well. We've seen that simply putting up Republican candidates with the GOP, PA GOP behind them does not seem to work. We need entrepreneurs and millionaires donating money to candidates. So if you have $20, even if you have $20 or $10, make sure you donate directly to your state reps and to state security, directly to the candidate, not to a political organization. So we need to continue to stay involved and get involved. There is links at the bottom where you can watch Mary Jo Costello and Melanie Maxwell's interview You can click on my website to educate yourself and get involved. Make sure you subscribe to my Rumble or my YouTube, or go on X and retweet or comment on any of my stuff. Make sure you share this, because this is how the word spreads out, and this is how we get involved, guys. Become force multipliers online. So make sure you get on the vote. Like I said, this is great for Pennsylvania. The Alleghany takeover of the GOP is going to change a lot of things, and so is York County. We got great things happening for York County GOP coming for us, and we are going to take full force on this and get involved, and make sure you go out and vote on November 3rd. Action, action, action. Every election is war. This is war to turn over the institutions, to take over the institutions, to deconstruct the administrative state, to gain control of our freedoms and of our liberty in Pennsylvania and our rights, and for the battle and soul of America and Pennsylvania. This is what it's all about, guys, and we need to continue to do so. To make sure you go to my site, register to vote, make sure you request a mail-in ballot when you get a chance on my site. Go there, make sure you share my site. It's Firebrand and Conservative blog. You can look at it on Google. Make sure you share it, and share the articles, and share these Rumble videos that I've been doing to get the word out. We simply need to have everybody out in full force November 3rd. Well, thank you for your time, and be sure to get out and vote.